My fiancé told me that he can't choose me over his guy best friend because he is his life, so I made him come out of the closet and called off our engagement. My fiancé, Sean, and his best friend Ace, spend a lot of time together. He comes home at the crack butt of dawn, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., after drinking all night on the weekends, and I'm pretty sure he visits his house after work almost every day. They spent the night with each other for 2 to 3 days at a time, and Ace even went to my dress fitting with Sean. I would like to mention the night before my dress fitting, they had a sleepover. Not to mention, they were about 10 minutes late to the dress fitting the next morning. He yelled at me for the first time last week when I asked him if anything weird was going on between the two. He said he was uncomfortable and immediately shut it down. Every time Ace and Sean hang out, Sean dresses up and acts like he's a freaking girl. It's weird. Anyway, today was our 8th year anniversary. I have put up with a lot of things. One of the days, he told me he couldn't get it up due to him being excited to see Ace. They were going on this trip they've been waiting for all month, and he didn't find it fair to even have intimacy with me if his mind wasn't in it. I said I understood, but this was the last straw. He canceled our 8-year anniversary date to go out with Ace. Then, he spent the night at his house and ignored most of my calls. Once he got home the next morning, it was very early and he apologized for not returning my calls. I told him that he had to choose between him and I if he wanted this to work. He looked extremely defeated and got defensive, saying that if I wanted to leave because he had a best friend that he saw as family, I could. But he didn't know what else to do. I stormed out and I'm staying at my parents' house. He's texting and calling me, but I seriously don't want to hear anything until he tells me that he'll drop Ace. Ada, update. I called Sean at my parents' house, crying on the phone. We talked until 3 a.m. and the engagement is called off. To nobody's surprise, Sean admitted something was happening between the two of them. Sean told me straight out that Ace had feelings for him. I was speechless. I asked him how long he knew, and he said since a few years ago. So I asked if there was anything between the two, and he told me I don't know. I was so confused, and we stayed up until 3 a.m. talking about how Sean doesn't really understand his own feelings, but he knows that he feels stronger about Ace than he does towards me, and calling off the engagement would be the only choice if I chose him to choose. He actually referred to Ace as his life. He told me that I was never a bad fiancé and he loved me throughout everything, and it was nothing I did. He just said that he never has felt so connected to someone since Ace commented on his feelings. My suspicion is that physical things did happen, but Sean rejected that idea a few times before going silent altogether when I asked about it. I'm pretty sure they at least did something, because he said even if they did, it didn't change anything about the situation, but we will never know. He wouldn't admit it regardless of how heated the conversation got. My engagement is officially off and I'm officially single. He said that he'll pay for the full apartment while the lease is running up, but he'll stay with Ace for now so I don't have to stay with my parents. All in all, it was a pretty healthy conversation, and he admitted a lot of things I probably couldn't get out of him if I would have tried to do it in writing or in person. He never fully admitted an affair but alluded to it. Regardless, his affair was emotional nonetheless, and he admitted it was because his emotional attachment towards Ace was almost suffocating. I have no idea what that means, but he said it after I told him that the affair was emotional. At least I even asked him if he was in the closet this whole time to put my mind at ease, and he said that he is very much into women and that he still didn't know what changed when Ace walked into his life. I can't make that up, really. I'm not sure how I'm coping with this, but I am going to choose me. I'm excited to start a new chapter of my life without Sean and Ace.